Hello everyone, the chosen individual here with another video that I have to make really quickly. Today we are, everything seems normal, fine, just chilling. Except for one thing. We are not in 1.7.10 anymore. We have gone forward in time and finally upgraded for a limited edition 1.12.2 version of HBM so that I can showcase this that I've been wanting to showcase for like 3 months now. So yeah, let's just get to it. What we're going to be seeing today is the Molten Salt Reactor from Nuclear Craft. Now, there is a mod spotlight on it by the official Nuclear Craft channel. If I'm going to be honest, it ain't that great. Of course, it's good to get the basics, but it doesn't provide any reactor designs or anything, and it's very liberal with how it does the whole fuel production thing. So I decided, let's do it ourselves. I'm gonna need quite a couple of materials: melter, chemical reactor, salt mixer, centrifuge, fluid transposer, spark energy storage blocks, item ducts, servos, and an HE to RF converter. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we have to melt down our uranium ore into, I think it was uranium molten. Yeah, just molten uranium. That's also the wrong thing. It is not ingots, but ore. So let's just set up to its output. There it goes. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that will just I'll just keep on going. And well, we obviously need to fuel it, so we're gonna need an H to RF converter, all the goody stuff. We're also going to need, after this, a chemical reactor, where we're going to mix fluoride lithium beryllium with the uranium to create a solution of molten uranium fluoride, I think. Molten uranium fluoride. Oh, never mind. Sorry. We need to do it with fluorine, which is a bit different. But basically has the same function. So, we need to let me just go ahead and get a reservoir. I'm going to use the creative reservoirs because if I'm being honest, I have wasted the last 2 days of my life trying to come up with a processing chain and have failed miserably. So if any of you know about that more than I do, feel free to leave a comment. But we're gonna need fluorine. The main problem is that it's kind of looped, if you know what I mean. Like, okay, hello, there we go. Jesus. Just empty the fluorine. Fill the reservoir. Put that in there. There we go. Well, that'll be giving us fluorine now. This is also not an item duct. I need a fluid duct, which should be obvious by this time. You would think that I knew how to do this, but it turns out not. So yeah, let's just push all that fluorine into our chemical reactor. We're also gonna need some flux ducts. Next, we're going to need a salt mixer. Yeah, salt mixer. We're going to need to grab the solution of molten uranium, fluorine, and mix it. Can you guys hear all that noise outside? I hope you can. I hope you can forgive that. Goddamn. That is like. I don't know. I don't know why. That that just kind of happens. But yeah, we're gonna need to mix it with fluoride lithium beryllium, i.e. Flybe. I'm just gonna call it that because I'm too lazy to do it entirely. Just put that mixture in there. I need another reservoir. There we go. Now it will give us an infinite amount of this fluoride lithium beryllium solution, which you need to mix some molten fluoride lithium and beryllium. Well, it's pretty complex. That's why I'm talking about the processing chain. Next up, we need to centrifuge it. So you're going to grab um this mixture and push it into the centrifuge. After which, we just have to draw out some dots, and we're going to remix it again in a salt mixer to be able to make low enriched uranium 235 fluoride lithium beryllium solution. I know it's quite a mouthful. And after that, I'm just going to store it in a reserve tank for now. But this will be hooked up to the reactor in a little bit. Let's just continue the servos. We're also going to need energy sources, for which we are going to have to use. Do we have energy cells? Yes. Okay, we're going to need these. Okay. And I think the whole circuit should be ready. So you remember mixing, doing the melting the uranium, mixing it with fluorine, then mixing it with the fluoride lithium beryllium solution, then centrifuge it to split into its different elements, then recombining it to make low enriched uranium 235. Well, a solution, and that is because the molten salt reactor uses molten salt, which is well liquid. So yeah. Um, Flux ducts. Just gonna grab a flux capacitor while I'm at it. Let's just grab a signal one. We don't need nothing too fancy. And you're gonna need a bunch of materials if you want to do the molten salt reactor. The molten salt reactor itself is it's pretty easy to understand. I wouldn't say it would be too difficult to understand. It's more the whole how you make fuel. And well, yeah, I really want to develop this reactor more because it's really cool. And unfortunately, it is not being added to HBM anytime soon. So yeah. Hmm. Well, we just need to fill. We need to fill that. Looks like I'm gonna have to charge this in my inventory. Strangely, there is no generator or creative RF source, which is a little bit strange. To be honest, I would have expected. Um, I would have expected that to be within our capabilities, but apparently not. I can use an infinite battery. I think I'm just gonna use that uh and to just convert the HE to RF. Oops. There we go. Oops, that's output, and our machines are starting to work. I want some speed upgrades just so that this doesn't take an eternity. I'm gonna split that into stacks of 16. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, it is melting the uranium down. And well, then I'm gonna push it through into the chemical reactor. Or for some reason, it's not pushing it. not produced anything yet, so it's definitely not working for some. Oh, this is an item duct. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, so duct. And well, I'm just gonna have to, reinforce this energy grid because it's eating up a lot, not even a lot of power. So I don't even know how you're gonna be able to feel this. What happened there? There we go. It should take a long time. I missed a servo here as well. Let's push that into there and into a molten salt smelter. Oh man, we need more. We need more energy. So yeah, you are going to need a lot of power. At least to do it in an efficient way. Maybe it could just be the energy transfer rate, but I don't know. Yeah, we're getting a molten flybee solution, salt solution of low enriched uranium-235 fluoride fuel. I know it's quite a mouthful, but it's what we need. Just checking on bottlenecks in the system. Just gonna speed that one up a little bit. And well, now we're creating our very own fuel for the reactor. So let me just show you how to make the actual reactor. So you're gonna need molten salt reactor glass, frame, beam, reactor vent, fission vessels, coolant heaters, reactor controller, and reactor walls. So the first thing is that you can want to make this somewhat symmetrical. At least I like to make it symmetrical because I'm gonna have like um 3 lines of coolant. Sorry, 3 lines of fuel. So we'll be running through there. Just space. Let's extend this as much as you want. Preferably, I'm gonna make it about that big. Don't make it too big because we're going to need to we're gonna need what's it called? We're gonna need a lot of stuff. So let me just grab my. Do I have the wand? Please say I do. Yes. Okay. Good. So we're just going to grab some molten salt reactor walls. Bring them down here. There we go. This one makes things so much quicker and easier. Makes my life infinitely easier. Alright, there we go. So now we have a platform, and now we're going to use some beams. We want to make the beams about symmetrically high. Just need one more. So frame the blocks again. If I'm not wrong, this is how you build it. If not, then I'll make a short jump cut where I screwed up and fix it. Because I haven't done this reactor in quite a bit. But in theory, all the things fall in place in a pretty nonchalant manner. Also, another thing that I need to cover that they didn't cover in the Nuclear Craft Spotlight is coolant production. So I'll be covering that in a minute once I, actually make the reactor. Before I start explaining all the physics behind it. So we're gonna need some walls. So we're going to have 3 lines of fuel. It's going to be here, here, And what you want to do is like place vents here. Boom, boom. And that way we can spread the fission vessels and coolant heaters and they won't interfere with each other, which would be actually absolutely great. We're not going to be using any ducts inside of the reactor because that is grounds for being extremely annoying. But I am going to use the ducts just to push coolant because for some reason it just doesn't work if you do it with with what it's called. It doesn't work if you do it with ducts. You have to do it just like straight. So yeah, just keep filling in the walls, and I'll meet you back when all this is finished. And, you can also put some glass. For example, you can make some glass like this, so you can see the inside of your reactor. I'm also going to place the controller now, and sorry, I'm going to place it in the middle. And you're gonna need some sort of power source to ignite the reactor once it's ready. So yeah, I'll meet you back when the reactor is finished. Alright, so after a little bit of working, I finally settled on this design, and basically what we're going to do is I'm going to explain how a molten salt reactor works. And we're going to place down the fission vessels and coolant heaters. So yeah. Basically, how this molten salt reactor works is by taking the fuel and putting it into these fission vessels, which then reacts. It must have a coolant heater next to it, and the coolant will become hot, and then you can take it out, pass it through a heat exchanger, all the deal. So this is how I finally decided to set up. I've made 6 rows of fission vessels and double the amount of coolant heaters. Let's go ahead and place our um our fission vessels, which you can make like this. They're pretty expensive actually. And we're going to put this side to fuel spread because what that will do is that it will take the fuel from this, what you would call it, this reactor vent, and it will put it through the fission vessels and it will push it through until it reaches the last vessel, and then we can extract the depleted fuel. So let me just so you can just extend this as much as you want. I'm going to extend it about there. As you can see, all of the sides of the although, well, now that I realize that I kind of actually messed up. Yeah, you're gonna need fuel spread. You're also going to need to open these. Okay. Place the fission vessels. There we go. And you basically just want to have some side that you can output the depleted fuel. So, for example, on this side, you just link up a duct there, and that'll take the depleted fuel out. So let me just do the same with the rest of my fission vessels. Go, and I'll just set this to deplete it out. The same with this. You can toggle the sides for as much as you want with an empty hand. It's not going to harm you in any way. Okay, just deplete it out. No, whoops. And if you shift click, you can actually toggle the opposite side, so that's also pretty useful. keep placing down the vessels. And basically what it will do is it will hold our fuel so that it can react properly. It's kind of like the solid fission reactor, but I haven't covered that yet, so you just have to bear with me and check out the official Clearcraft channel. Okay, so all of our fission vessels are successfully set up. Now I just set up our coolant heaters, which are pretty much the same. Just grab them, put in here. Now we're gonna toggle that side to default, and what we're going to do is grab a duct, a fluid duct, of course. Let's go. And what I'll do is it will like, hold on, I need a server. What I will do is it will grab the fuel that's in the vent, and it will, hold on, let me just check something, because I think I messed up something. There we go. Yeah. It will take it and then push it through. So, an open hand again. I'm gonna need it to coolant spread, and I'm gonna grab our coolant heaters, just place them here. There we go. Well, you might want to, fix that. Fix this first. You want to avoid the ducts being with different fluids being next to each other as much as possible. So I'm gonna set that to hot coolant out, and just rinse and repeat. So I'll meet you back in a little bit when all the coolant heaters are done, and then we can start extracting the hot coolant and actually pumping it through outside of the reactor into a heat exchanger that I'm going to build in a little bit. So yeah, I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Right, so at this point I've finished setting up the coolant heaters. As you can see, they are arranged in some pretty neat lines. Now all we have to do is make coolant and put the coolant in it and make the whole piping network and actually, like push out the coolant. But there's a catch, and it's that I realized that I am an idiot. Yes, meteor, I know. That was a collective that was a collective sign of minds being blown all across the world. I'm an idiot. And the reason for that is that if I'm not wrong, I got the frames and the beams confused. I don't even really disconnect. Oh, disconnect across the reactor wall. Oh man, so the beams went not necessary. Well, I'll have to change that in the editing. At least I've realized that before it wasted more of my time. Yeah, let's just sub piping and be done with it. Alright, so we're going to set up some nice, neat little pipes, like this. Going to make them like this. I'm going to make them interconnected in a small loop of coolant. What we're going to have here is a tank full of that coolant, but we also are going to need ducts for pushing the fuel into our fission vessels. So let me just do that as well. It's pretty simple. You just need a crescent hammer. Oh, Jesus. You need the crescent hammer, and as long as you know what you're doing, then it takes a very small amount of time. I recommend you make it organized, because that's going to help a lot in future arrangements. Just going to make it nice and interconnected. There we go. And then we just want to connect this fuel line to our center tank containing our molten salt solution. So we just finish up this wall here, and then after that, I'll close up the reactor and put some coolant in it and show you how it actually works. Although, well, first, I guess it should be, no, you know what, I'm just gonna finish this wall and put some, and pump the coolant and fuel into the reactor. And then after that, I'm going to, do the whole heat exchange setup. And I could just be using the wand. It seems to have lost my wand. There it is. There you go. I can't remember how they switch the modes. On off ones there. There we go. Just build up those walls. And there we go. That wall of the reactor is completely sealed off. Let's do the same with this one. Whoops. There we go. And now, in theory, our molten salt reactor controller should show us. So, whoops, I missed a beam there. Whoops, that's the wrong block. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, we have 72 fission vessels, twice the amount of cooling heaters. Cooling efficiency is 0 right now, and then heat gen is 0, and cooling rate is 0 as well. So I am going to get some coolant. I'm not going to show you how to get it because it's very extensive. But I might do a follow-up video after that where I do, like, show you um how to make your very own coolant. I'm going to be using sodium potassium redstone alloy coolant. So yeah, just give me a second and I'll wipe out the tool. I'll whip out the tools. Alright, so as you can see here, I've got a small pressurized fluid tank with I filled it up with the wrong mixture, forgive me. We need to fill it with the eutectic sodium potassium redstone mixture, which is a type of molten salt. I'm just going to assume you already know how to get it, but like this is the kind of standard coolant that I always use. So then we can grab the servo and then set it to ignore, and as you can see, we'll slowly but surely empty the tank and push all of its contents into these into the coolant heaters. As you can see, the fluid is extending all the way over here. Wait, probably there's something wrong here. There we go. Yeah, it's a small oversight. Probably did everything wrong now that I realize it. Oh, God damn it. There we go. As you can see, it'll start to fill up with coolant, and we'll need to keep keep the coolant flowing. So we're going to have to grab a reservoir and fill it. Um, well, that's where we get our beautiful little mixture. Nope, nope, wrong thing. Okay, I'll just place this here. Just pop that in there. Let's keep just fill it up with the mixture, and now starts to produce it and pump it into this tank. As you can see, it'll push it into these pipes. And we can do the same with the fuel. We can just set it to ignored, and it will start pushing coolant and fuel through. As you can see, it's starting to slowly but surely fill up with fluoride fuel, low enriched uranium fuel. And while the eutectic potassium sodium mixture is also being pushed through the pipes. I don't know. I definitely don't have enough to supply the entirety of of the reactor, but I'll sort itself out eventually, because there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, just like this, and eventually well, you see the coolant, all these coolant heaters will be completely filled with oh Jesus, be completely filled with coolant, and what that will do is it will well cool down the reactor once the reaction actually starts. So just checking with the one probe here, and just check that. Something wrong here as well. Yeah, definitely. Whoops, that's the wrong type of block. You never learn, do you? Chosen one. You just finished up. There we go. And well, God. Well, and yeah, you just gotta wait for a while. Depending on how much coolant heaters you have, you'll need more or less coolant. But because I got an infinite source, it doesn't really matter too much. It's constantly inputting, outputting, inputting, outputting. As you can see, it's being accepted by all of these and being pushed through into the heating coolant heaters. Sorry. So it is really late. I've been recording this video in in segments, so to speak. I am going to get some sleep. Tomorrow we will do the piping inside the reactor to actually pull out depleted fuel and the hot coolant that we can then use in a heat exchange to generate steam, which we can then use in a turbine to generate electricity. All that next time. Don't worry, it's within the same video. I'm really tired, so I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck on building the reactor.